G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's video on YouTube. It's of course Thursday the 20th of May 2026. We came out from an abrupt thunderstorm that I was screaming from the top of my lungs, and I could tell though, hey, I had a lot of fun playing with a bit of toy train action. And yeah, go ahead and check out my thunderstorm webcam activity videos and whatnot, and that was absolutely very fun, I have to say, hey. But let's go ahead and start having a look at the plants I've just planted so far. I tell you what, so far so good, as the hot sun has done a really good job. We have seen a nice crop of strawberries, and there you go. I've taken out quite a few strawberries. We used to have like 6 of these right here, but I've actually decided to eat one of these because it looked fairly ripe. And strawberries actually require at least 8 to 10 hours of full ripening caused by the sunshine. It's so amazing. And apart from the strawberries, we've actually got some more flower action. We've got a little white flower there. Hopefully this will be a consistent feature in strawberry plants, which is nice. I've got 2 strawberry plants, and they are highly successful growers. And we've also got some nasturtiums. We've actually got quite a few bits of offspring that were from like last year's crop of nasturtiums, and they are actually growing quite nicely. But at the same time, they are struggling a bit because I've actually got a lot of flower beds. I've actually got about 4 flower beds of like juvenile nasturtiums. They haven't flowered yet, but I'm looking forward to see these guys flower like so. If the weather gets drier and warmer, if not hot, then that means I need to try and water as much as I can. We have got lots and lots of, in fact, we've actually got 2. Okay, so the second one right here is actually next to the other one. So we've got another strawberry flower right here, as you can see next to the raw fruit. We've actually got another flower. It's actually quite nice to see quite a lot of strawberries in my backyard garden because, hey, I mean, the first time growing these damn things, that didn't work out really well. We've got a nasturtium, which looks like it has started to go a little bit weird. I don't know why. Maybe I've watered these plants in the afternoon, which is not a really good idea because it would have attracted slugs, snails, and also different diseases. So it would have been best to water them in the morning. And as you can see, hey, they are doing a fantastic job at trying to maintain themselves. We've got lots of baby nasturtiums. My crikeys, I'm actually repeating the same things as what I did back then in 2025, which was of course last year. And I can start to see there's more broad beans as well. Quite a bit of broad bean activity. They are sort of going a bit funny, but probably because of the wind and that sort of thing. They do seem to act funny. And then we've also got more nasturtiums. They look fairly fantastic. And the calendulas and the zinnias. Okay, the seedlings have done very nicely, I suppose. So I'm going to have to probably wait for a bit. Sorry about the utter brightness because it's been absolutely sunny. Which actually, to be quite honest, hey, it's been like this for a week. My crikeys, I think tomorrow should be a tad cooler, but it's actually still going to feel warm. About 23 degrees Celsius, 24 on Saturday, possibly 23, maybe 25 on the high cards. And then on Sunday, it will pretty much gradually condense all the way down to about 21 degrees Celsius, possibly 22 degrees Celsius, or maybe a lucky low of 20 degrees Celsius, if not lower than that. Although I do think that maybe, just maybe, as we crawl in towards early summer with some pretty unsettled weather, maybe the week after that, we might be in for another proper hot spell, if not another warm spell. And actually, there's a bit of a guest that has decided to pop out right in my backyard garden, and it's not animals. And yes, it seems like I've actually got a few water tubs that actually have attracted quite a few animals, of course, birds, cats, whatever. And I'll tell you what, that water bowl has probably been flipped over. Not going to lie that somehow. We've got a Welsh poppy that's actually growing in my backyard garden. That thing there is quite a drought-tolerant plant. Nice to see it growing in my backyard garden, which is actually quite nice somehow. It's pretty stunning that way. And we've also got some roses tucked at the back. In fact, we're getting quite a lot of roses. I'm seeing a massive blooming of roses, actually. What am I going to be thinking of the word Ross? Why did I say the word Ross for? Am I thinking of Bob Ross? Well, not Bob Ross, but someone else's. Oh. And I've just crushed my plastic container. I think that can go straight in the bin. Right, obviously, we've got more broad bean action. There's 2 of them here. Unfortunately, they have been deteriorated by slugs. In fact, most if not all of the broad beans I planted have been deteriorated by slugs because, not only because, well, I haven't watered these in the afternoon because I don't always water them in the afternoon because if I did, well then it would have attracted a lot of nasty slugs, snails and diseases and whatnot. But most importantly, it would have actually attracted a lot of, I think that's probably because there's a lot of aphids around there somewhere, which is probably going to pretty much fail my cropping season for broad beans this year. We've got more nasturtiums, quite a lot of nasturtiums. I've got, maybe next year I might try and plant some drought-tolerant plants. The nasturtiums will be the key feature behind this. We've got more nasturtiums, more, broad beans. It seems like that this backyard garden is almost feeling a little bit too unknown somehow. We've got a lot of cornflower and zinnia growing in my backyard garden. The peas are doing alright. I still need to think about transplanting these little buddies. And then, of course, yes, hey, we've also got the sunflowers. And I'll tell you what, these two big sunflower seedlings are actually doing much nicely. They're actually doing great. Hopefully, as we crawl up towards summer, maybe, who knows, of just how hot it will get, so that I can pretty much get a good chance to see some fairly awesome sunflowers. Hopefully around the later part of summer, I'm sure about that. The middle or the later part of the summer, we'll just see how hot it will get from a couple of months' time, and then, who knows, as we crawl up towards autumn, it's going to be a totally different effect. The big nasturtiums, they're actually doing alright, somehow. Although, yes, I was tempting to put like another calendula or another nasturtium, but I just thought, nah, that might not be a very good idea. We've also got another ring in. Another small nasturtium has turned up, and it's actually interesting to see why the hell some of my other nasturtiums have actually decided to blossom out from the backyard garden that I planted like last year. It's somehow quite unusual. And it seems like that the nasturtiums have actually become highly competitive. You see, there's actually quite a few of the other seedlings. Some of the other seeds that I produced, just came from like last year's crop. It's quite weird when they start to turn up, probably because I didn't have the urge to pick most, if not all, of the other seeds so far. Maybe I was kind of doing something to try and dig my backyard garden into somewhere and being different. And I have to say, hey, my backyard garden is changing in so many ways. Hey, I like it this way. It certainly is beautiful. So nice. Leave this video here. If you really enjoyed this backyard gardening tour video, please give this video a like, subscribe for more that videos in the future, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. Oops, I forgot to show you something. We've actually got a few pumpkin seedlings, and it looks like, yes, we've finally got some proper pumpkin seeds. The seedlings have actually started to pop out. I'll try and find a way to talk about the pumpkin seedlings in another video, because that will be a very good dedicated video if I would probably talk about them, because these plants are pretty much the sought after ones I'm going to be going for this year. And sorry for that extra part, because hey, I actually felt like it was a little bit almost too late to see the pumpkin things, but there they are. Oh yeah.